Hi, my name's Catherine. I'm 28 years old and I have suspected endometriosis. Now, endometriosis is a disease where tissue similar to the lining of the uterus grows in areas outside the uterus, so any different part of the body, and can cause symptoms like chronic pain, heavy painful periods, painful bowel movements, pain during sex, chronic fatigue, and the list goes on and on really. It's pretty debilitating, and most people that are diagnosed, it takes between 7 and 10 years for a diagnosis, and for me it's now been 10 years that I've been in chronic pain, and this is the year that we're sorting it out. It's taken so long to get here, but things are moving quite rapidly now, so I thought it would be interesting to document this to hopefully help other people that might be in this situation, to give you the courage to advocate for your health in a world where, especially for those dealing with endometriosis, it can be really difficult to get the answers that you need to get back to a life that you had, and to just accept what is happening in your body without actually knowing what is happening. So yeah, I'll just take you back to the beginning for a little while. In 2015 I had a right inguinal hernia repair, so I had a hernia there and they put the mesh in, and there was loads of news articles coming out about the mesh saying that it was causing people chronic pain, it was causing lots of problems, and I started to get that chronic pain not long after, and I thought, oh, I'm one of the unlucky ones, maybe it's pressing on some nerves down there. It's obviously not, it's just not taken to my body very well, and I just assumed that that was my issue for a long time, and about 2 years later started getting pain on the left, completely opposite to where it was. So I went to the doctors thinking, oh, I've got another hernia. I read that there was 50% more chance of you getting another one if you've already had one due to the weakness there. And they couldn't find one, which was fantastic. But this is where it started to become this thing where you go to the doctors, you're in pain, they can't find the answer, and you go away thinking, oh, at least there's nothing there. But it doesn't take away the pain is still there, and I don't know why for so long it's taken me, it's just taken me so much time to realise that that's not okay and that you shouldn't be in pain. And I think when you are used to it, and that had already been 2 years with that, right side pain, you do become accustomed to it pretty quick, trying to just live your life, and it can be really easy to let it go unnoticed until it becomes unbearable, and until you reach the limit for what you can take personally and what your body can take. And I think for me, that's when I started getting other symptoms. I started getting symptoms similar to IBS, so had some tests run, and they came back saying that I had IBS, and at the time that seemed like pretty plausible answer to the problem. I was told to try different diets and things like that, but nothing really worked, and just noticed this real severe bloating, like bloating that would just cause so much pain, be really, really hard and solid, and just the most bloating I've ever had, really. So yeah, that was labelled as IBS. So every now and again I would have my ovaries checked. They would ultrasound over that because I was still having chronic pain going into sort of 4 or 5 years after the surgery. So they would always come back clear, and I would just take that as, oh, it's still hernia issues, and luckily there's nothing wrong with my ovaries, so fantastic. And continued like that until I want to say the start of lockdown. I started noticing symptoms around my period, so my period started getting more painful, I would say, and during ovulation I would also have pain. I started getting pain when I was aroused, which was very odd, and pain when I would go to the toilet. So these were symptoms that built over time, but became what I'm experiencing daily now. And yeah, just not enjoyable. And as well as that, recently things like chronic fatigue and pain in other areas of my body as well, like my spine and my head, and sometimes in my ribs, and some shortness of breath there as well. So yeah, you can see how this mishmash of different symptoms would lead doctors to not know what to say to you. I think a lot of people have dealt with a situation where it's like, that doesn't fit a category very easily, let's not do anything about that. So it was only through my own research that I found the word endometriosis and started looking into the symptoms. But it wasn't really that did it. It was watching people speak about their like personal stories, listening to people talk about it. That's what clicked for me, and thinking, actually this really does sound like what I've been dealing with. And that's why I think it's so important to share what I've been going through. So hopefully, you know, if someone else is going through that, they might find this and, you know, be able to get some answers, be able to get some help, and yeah, hopefully feel a bit less alone. Because from what I've been through personally, it can be a really isolating issue. Taking time off work, losing jobs because of it, losing friendships, being less reliable, being less fun, I feel like, you know, yeah, I can't say that's all gone away, because I do enjoy, you know, having a laugh, being a goof, but it does diminish that side a bit, and you know, that's something that's quite sad to see. But I think I've done well to kind of maintain, you know, some humour through it, and I think that's what comedy does. It, you know, it keeps you going through the hard times, so I think I've kind of lent on that to kind of help the situation. But it's sad when you see bits of yourself kind of wandering off, but they do come back, and advocating for yourself and doing good things for yourself do really help that. So yeah. Today is Friday the 18th of July, and we're 5 days from my pre-op appointment, and yeah, I'm feeling really happy about that. I hope that I'm enough into my period by that time that I'm not like completely hunched over on the floor, because I'm going to that appointment. Like there's no way I'm missing that, even if I have to crawl. Luckily I only live around the corner from the hospital I'm going to be going to, so even if I have to crawl, I'll be there, because this means too much to me now, and I can kind of see a point where, number one, we'll get a diagnosis, we'll get something that I'm able to tell people what has been happening to me, not just for myself, but for work, for friends and family, and I guess me as well, just being able to, you know, give myself some compassion for everything that I've done in the last 10 years, doing it with possibly endometriosis, and thinking, okay, it will just make me feel validated, and like I've got an answer and a path to progress and move forward, instead of just banging the sides of each way I try and turn by myself, because you can't do this alone, and you do need the help of, you know, healthcare professionals, and, you know, anyone in your family that, you know, is there for you. And yeah, I'm just so excited. Just wanted to touch as well on how I'm feeling about surgery. So as I was saying before, I have had surgery before when I was 18 for the hernia, and what was interesting about that was I'd just gone to Leeds University, and it was about 3 months in, and they said to me, if your hernia feels like it's stuck, you need to go to A&E right away, because that's like a medical emergency anyway. I think I was scheduled in for the January, and late November I just woke up one morning and I felt it was stuck. Went to hospital and got operated on pretty much the next day, might have been even late night the same day. So because that was so sudden, and I hadn't really thought about it before. Yeah, it's not really much of a situation that I can use to ease my mind, because I have had surgery, but it feels like such a blur, and also it was 10 years ago, so a lot has happened since then. But I do know that I, recovered okay from that, and, it wasn't that scary, so I'm just trying to be positive. But yeah, I can't say that I'm not a little bit scared. So, yeah, just doing things to make sure that my mental health is okay, even when I'm having to take time off. So knitting has been fantastic, and watching comfort TV shows, and creative writing, things like that, reading, and then just like talking to my sisters, and my lovely partner, who has been keeping me sane and, yeah, comforted throughout, so I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, I'll update you, I guess, after the pre-op and see what they have to say and how long it will be. But yeah, thanks for listening.
The pre-op went well, but the wait lists were long. And in this time, I had an MRI, which did show deep infiltrating endometriosis. And I felt lucky, as sometimes endo doesn't show up on MRIs. So if yours comes back clear, it doesn't mean you don't have endometriosis. In this time as well, I was hospitalised for extreme ovulation pain, and they put me in a medical menopause using a GNHR analogue injection. And unfortunately, it caused mental health side effects for me, so I had to stop after one dose. I tried naproxen, I tried codeine, things like that to stop the pain, but nothing really worked except diclofenac sodium. But I could only take that a couple of times a month, so I had to be very careful of when I was taking that. So, an ideal update, but I just assumed surgery was coming soon. So as of right now, it's the 22nd of January, and I met my surgeon on the 17th of November. And it just kind of seemed like things were moving quickly. I've been put down for urgent, like in a lot of pain. It's disrupting everything. And I just assumed like everything was going to happen really quick. And I got told that my case was going to be discussed in a multidisciplinary team meeting soon, and then they would decide if I could have my original surgery that my surgeon said I could have, or if I need like a bowel specialist involved. And yeah, I've just sat here today thinking, oh, it's going to be soon, like excited to get surgery. And they've told me that I'm not being discussed until the 3rd of March, and that surgery is likely to happen at the end of this year, which is absolutely devastating. Like, I just can't even believe it. I can't wait that long. Like, I know so many other women are in this situation, and like that's why the waiting lists are long, and like everyone needs the help that they deserve, but like it's awful, like just having to wait with these symptoms for so long, and just to have expected it to be sooner was really disappointing. But so a pretty happy update. I was sat yesterday just chilling, and I got an email saying check your MFT app, and I had a letter there for surgery, which is crazy. So I have a surgery date, which is the 29th of March. Today is Friday, the 13th of March, which is 16 days. Like, that is mental, especially considering in the last clip, I explained that everything was happening much slower than I hoped. And, I have been increasingly struggling with symptoms and missing work and things like that. So it's an absolute relief to know that, like, at least something is happening, like I'm being seen soon, and hopefully this can make a massive difference to my symptoms and the way I'm sort of living my life. So I'm so excited. I just can't believe it though. And yeah, there's some unanswered questions as well, because I was meant to meet my surgeon again before I had my surgery, just to see whether I did need a bowel surgeon to be in there as well, because they had noticed on my MRI that there was endometriosis on my bowel, and they wanted to make sure that they could get that off as safely as possible. So yeah, I'm hoping that they've had that discussion and they've realised that I can have the easier surgery. But I obviously just received the letter, so I just received the letter, and I received a cancellation of that appointment because what's crazy is my appointment was rescheduled with my surgeon from the 5th of March to the 2nd of April, which now is after my surgery. So no wonder they cancelled it. It does make sense. But I just think it's hilarious that, like, yeah, I'm just going in and surgery will be happening. Feeling everything. Feeling everything. It's like when you find out, you know, that you've possibly got endometriosis, like you just feel everything. It's the same with surgery. You know, you feel everything. You feel excited, you feel scared, you feel... Anyway, I'm just very glad. And I don't know whether it's because I have been, you know, messaging, I have been, you know, really inquisitive on how long I'll be waiting, what, you know, the waiting list looks like, any additional support that I might need, you know, really making sure that I am advocating for myself. And I feel like it might not have made a difference to, you know, the scheduling. However, all I would say is if you are dealing with this as well, that, you know, make sure you are asking questions and make sure you are, like, you know, pressing if you feel like you need to be seen sooner, or that you need some more support, or, you know, anything like that, because, you know, it can feel like you're being annoying, and I've definitely felt like that sometimes as well, but, you know, it gets you the help that you deserve, and maybe even quicker. So yeah, hopefully if you're in the same situation, you know, don't feel bad for asking questions and, you know, really pressing to get seen, because it's hard, it's tough. But yeah, now I'm going to mentally prepare and physically prepare, just get a few bits in, but really quite happy to know that I'll be spending at least a week just knitting, and hopefully not feeling too nauseous and sore after surgery. But yeah, I am not mad at the timing. I've got nothing really planned. I have got a show that I would like to get to the week after surgery, which I can taxi to and taxi home. And if I can't make it, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, it's not a bad time for me to be taking time off work. It's before summer. So it's kind of like ended up at the perfect time, which is really lucky, and I feel very grateful for that. So I'll update you closer to the time, probably, yeah, bowel prep, I guess, and like all the kind of prep the day before, and I'll see you there. You might be thinking, what are you doing hugging the counter like that? Well, I had work today, ate pretty healthy, and I go to the shop to get some ginger and some garlic, and this happens. Oh, no. My surgery is in 4 days, and I cannot wait to be rid of this shit. It's so solid and so painful. Yeah, so it feels great to just be hunched over like this. I know that's probably not good, but I'm going to have a ginger honey lemon. Hopefully that might do something. I'm going to do a hypnotherapy, like, for pain, which sometimes helps. And I'm going to just relax as much as possible, maybe put some heat on it. But yeah, if I'm brave, I will post a picture of what my stomach looked like literally a couple of days ago at a spa night with my friends, and you'll see the significance of an endo belly, like how much it really does. Oh, God. I hate it so much. To anyone dealing with it out there, I'm sending you love. It's bloody horrible. But you're not alone, and we got this. We can do this. And yeah, if you're dealing with symptoms like this, go get checked out, because I can't believe I have had this. Like, I know I've had endobelly before I even knew what endometriosis was, and I just find it mental that I was like thinking that I could just deal with these symptoms, which are, as you can see, not very pleasant at all. Anyway, hello, it's the night before my surgery. I'm going fucking loopy. Yes. Luckily though, I I have no bowel prep, which is crazy. I had to ring the hospital like a week ago and just say, hey, I haven't like got a prescription or anything for like bowel prep, and I've heard loads of people have to prep the day before, drink lots of this solution that makes you go to the loo, and I've had it before when I had a colonoscopy. And I didn't like it very much. So I called up and they said, oh, don't worry, you don't have to have that. Just stop eating at 2 a.m, nil by mouth from 6 a.m, go to the hospital for 7 a.m. I don't know what time the surgery will be, but apparently they just give you an enema to, you know, do the same thing, which I guess is kind of better because you're not having that sick feeling, you know, the day before. It's meant I've been able to have a really nice day today, like clean the flat, do a massive food shop, and see my friend Hannah, which was really lovely, like the cutest thing ever. We went to a library, went for some pho, and then she got out like a gift for me, which is really adorable. She made some homemade soup, which is in the fridge, and I can't wait to eat that. She got me, this is hilarious, stool softener, because, you know, she knows what I'm gonna need. Some soothers, I don't know where they are, in a pile, for, you know, if I have a sore throat after. And what else? Oh, peppermint tea, amazing. And then also, my buddies chipped in for an acupuncture voucher for like when I'm recovering, because I've heard it's beneficial for endo. And the fact that she remembered is like the cutest thing ever, and it nearly made me cry. And yeah, I just thought it was really cute that my friends chipped in. I hope you can see that. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, Hannah, Will, Cara, Lawrence, Adam, Una, Tom, Brandon, and Ethan. I really love you guys, and yeah, I couldn't imagine my life without you guys, and it feels just really nice to have good pals at this time, which, yeah, is amazing. But yeah, I'm just really glad that I've been able to have today to myself. I really thought I would have it sort of near the toilet, you know, not being able to do very much, but yeah, me and my partner have a great system because he's such a good chef and like a cook, that I mainly do the food shopping, he does the cooking, and then we split the washing up. So I love that, and especially for like recovery, I know I'm gonna get like such good meals, and so I kind of went today and like had in my head like what I want, and I feel like at the start, I know Hannah's already made me soup as well, but yeah, like soup and like stews and stuff, and then I just love pasta and lots of olive oil and beans and vegetables, so I feel like I'm gonna get treated good in this recovery. Also as well, I will be back. I went to Bird and Blend today because I thought I love like herbal teas. I'm gonna want like tea probably. Well, definitely when I'm recovering, especially on my throat, like making you feel less nauseous. Hannah got me some lovely peppermint tea as well. I thought I'd get my own as well. I got Deck Chair Dreaming from Bird and Blend, and then I got Deep Breaths as well, and then Elid, a lovely person that works at Bird and Blend. I told them, you know, I was having surgery this weekend and I was looking for teas that would kind of assist me in that and like make me feel good. And they said, oh, you know, I hope it goes really well. And they said, have you got any ideas for what you want as like a little treat? It's on the house, which is unbelievable. Like, so I asked what like their favourite one was, and they said it was the carrot cake, and I love carrot cake. Like, I love carrot cake. And they had a little tester of the carrot cake tea. Holy moly, they had it there with oat milk, like creamy. You can have all these teas just like without milk, but I feel like the ones like this are just made like far superior with oat milk. So I cannot wait to try that. And how lovely, like I feel like today I've just been spoiled, and like it really is really nice. I feel very grateful to have like lots of people that are there for me at the time, and even strangers. I just found that really adorable. Like, you know, it does tell you, like, obviously don't unload everything in your life to everyone, you know, that's not how it should be, but it shows you like how opening up can make a difference. And maybe if you're not a sort of open person in your life, like it it does help at times like this, especially, to just be open and honest. And, you know, I think the reason why I mentioned it today was because I was really nervous. Despite, you know, having a nice time with my friend, like, I feel like it kept coming in waves, the feeling of like, oh, that's tomorrow. And then, you know, so it kind of came out like, oh, I got surgery. But then how lovely that came out of it. So I just feel very happy about that. And seeing as, well, I did this before, but seeing as I've been treated so nicely, and I just have a feeling, you know, other people there are going to be nervous as well on my ward tomorrow. I have been knitting a lot during my like endo like pain. Like I say it's like 15 months now since I asked for a referral, demanding like answers for this. So 15 months from then, but I'd say about 10 years of chronic pain. And it was only 15 months ago that I really like put my foot down and said like, you have to sort this out. But yeah, knitting's become great for me. I've made scarves for loved ones, hats, little ornaments, things like that. Nothing crazy yet. I plan on making my partner a jumper like this year, and working on socks. My partner's mum gave me like a great pattern for socks, so I'm excited to get stuck into that. But yeah, I just made these cute like love hearts. You just knit the love hearts and sew them together, and I just put more of the wool inside to make them squishy. They look like that. And I just thought it'd be lovely. I'm hoping my ward has, well, maximum 6 people, so that would be me and 5 other people, so I made 5. I just thought it might spread a bit of cheer tomorrow, either before or after my surgery, you know, for anyone that might be having a rough time or like, you know, in pain and stuff like that. I just thought it would be really cute to give out some little gifts, maybe, you know, make people feel good. So I'm going to put them in here because I don't want them to get dirty or wet or anything. I just went outside and it's freezing, and I live in Manchester, so the chances of it raining tomorrow are quite high. Yes, in they go. So that's the first one. I'm not going to put that in first, but that's first thing in my bag for surgery, and this is everything that I'm going to be packing. So I would like to have a fancy bag, you know, but it's never been me. No, it never has. I think I went through a phase where I had like a handbag in like year 9, and I was like, who am I with this? Like, no, just doesn't work. It would be great to have like a bigger bag, but you know what? We're just gonna go with this. So, I think in the front pocket, I'm gonna go for those soothers, some Vaseline, those stool softeners, and I think I'm going to put in this little note because it will make me happy to read it if I'm feeling sad at any time, or, you know, just want to feel just the love that I felt when I opened this today, and like the thought that I just love my friends. And then we're going for some headphones because I don't know how long I'm going to be waiting. So I have to be at the hospital for 7. As I said, nil by mouth from 6. So hopefully not too long, but you never know. It could be, you know, midday by the time I have surgery. So I just want to keep entertained and not get too nervous. So those are going in. Lovely. And I think maybe in that front pocket, because it doesn't have any other little pockets, I'm just going to put some pads in because some people bleed like straight away, some people don't, some people, you know, will start their period. So I'm not due on, but I'm gonna pack, actually, I'll pack 6 nighttime, and these are my favourite. Like I love these nighttime ones because you just feel like you can move around and like nothing's gonna happen. Like obviously always not for every occasion, and like sometimes doesn't feel that comfortable for like the situation I'm gonna be in, like in bed and like not able to get to the toilet as much. I feel like these are perfect. Perfect. Lovely. Okay, where are we gonna put these? Put these in at the end. Okay, so these happen to be like the fleeciest pyjamas that I have, and my sister got me these for Christmas, Groovy Chick, because we were Groovy Chick girls in the 90s. At some point, like, I feel like our bedroom changed a lot, but we definitely had a Groovy Chick phase. I don't know whether anyone remembers. You used to be able to get like a subscription where you'd get like a different part of a pencil case every week, and it was like a huge thing. It wasn't a pencil case really, it was like an art set, I guess, and each week you would get something else, and oh my gosh, I loved it so much. Yeah, a magazine subscription. Yeah, I need one of those. So I'm thinking I might wear this in, you know, be really comfy, like if I'm sat around, you know, like just feel comfy. So I am gonna leave this out. Get rid of this string on there. I'm gonna leave this out because I feel like, yeah, it's the comfiest. And then we've just got some more like loose trousers. I feel like, although there's a waistband, it's really sort of stretchy. So yeah, those going in. And then it's actually inside out. But as long as my partner doesn't mind, I'm gonna wear his jumper, because there's nothing like, is there, wearing a partner's jumper, feeling just, there's something about it, and it'll make me feel good tomorrow. And it's bloody gorgeous, look at that. Yes. So actually, I'm not packing that either. God. Okay. Next, we're gonna pack a couple of pairs of like loose underwear and fluffy socks, and then just like normal socks. Lovely. Get those in now so I don't forget. And then my slippery boots, which are great because they have like a grip. So I am gonna wear trainers tomorrow there, but I've got a feeling like whoever comes, well, I know my mum is coming, my sister's coming, and my partner will be coming like to the hospital the day after, so I'm staying the night. But I'm hoping that one of them can just carry my trainers and I'll just wear these out. Like, it's really good because you won't ruin them if you wear them outside, like as long as it's not raining. But yeah, and they're really cute. My partner's parents got me these for Christmas, and they'll be really nice. They're really soft inside. So yeah, that's it really. I will pack my toothbrush in the morning, you know, little stuff like that, maybe some deodorant. I won't bother with like perfume or anything like that. Yeah, I think that's it. I was gonna maybe take a book, but I'm not really reading anything at the minute. I just finished Daphne du Maurier's House on the Strand, and it blew my mind. And you know when you've read a good book and you're like, it's too soon? Like, I'm still kind of ruminating on that, and like, why has it not been made into a series? Like, obviously not everything has to, but I just feel like it would work so well as like a film. Oh yeah, just like visual, some sort of visual media. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will shove a book in there as well. But yeah, this is it. I can't believe it. Like, it actually feels so weird that I'm sat here doing this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I might have another meal. I'm not sure. I just had some sourdough crumpets and some fruit because I wasn't very hungry after a massive bowl of pho today with that like deep fried tofu. Oh, there's something about it. Something about it. But yeah, I'm gonna stay relaxed. I've been, you know, listening to some podcasts. I've been, as I said, cleaning the flat. All I've got to do is fix the bed. As you can see, like, the sheets are off. But yeah, just feel really nice that the space is like clean. I'm gonna come back and it'll be nice. And as I say, my partner will hopefully make lots of lovely food and I can just rest and yeah. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'll see you tomorrow, the day of my surgery. Morning of surgery. The sky is pink and so will my stomach be. So I sat in the admissions room for about half an hour before being taken to my bed. And in that time, I was able to chat to some people that were also having surgery that day, which was lovely, and give out my heart, which hopefully, yeah, spread some cheer. So I'm in my bed at the hospital. I've met my surgeon and the anaesthetist, and they're lovely. I'm in my own room with an ensuite, which is amazing. Yeah, just waiting for surgery. They said it by about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and it's 10:20 now. And I'm okay with that. The reason I look like this is because I didn't sleep so good. I don't usually sleep until about 12 or 1 anyway, and the clocks went forward last night, so lost an hour, and then I had to be up at 6 and here for 7, so yeah, I might try and nap. I'm listening to Taking About French and Saunders. Got double jumper on. Yes. I've done some stretching. Going to keep getting up because obviously I don't want to just be lying down in bed before my surgery, but like I'm just so tired. But yeah, everyone seems lovely and I'm feeling pretty calm. Feeling pretty good, very sleepy. Went down for my surgery about 4 and it's now 10 to 11. I'm probably too like hooked up on pain meds, but I don't feel any sort of gas pain. I can feel my incisions like stabbing a little bit, but really like no pain really at the moment. I've had some toast and some hot water and some orange juice, which is really good. I can't wait to eat some more food. That's all they had at the moment because I missed dinner, obviously. But yeah, I can't wait to eat some more food. But just really glad I'm not feeling too sick or anything. I can definitely feel myself bleeding. I've got like a massive pad on, so that's nice. But yeah, just feeling really thankful to be feeling okay and like out of it. I'm just gonna watch some old Taskmaster and chill out. And yeah, I've got like a button for morphine which I can press if I need it, so I might have one before bed and then just try and sleep through because I didn't really sleep last night, so that'd be nice to like get myself slept through, hopefully not have to wake up like in pain. That's what I don't want. So if I take it before I go to bed, I hope I can like sleep for a bit. I know they'll be coming in, you know, to check vitals and stuff like that, but yeah, feel good. I've got 2 cannulas in too. I do have a ganglion cyst, so they were careful like not to put it over that, which is real nice because I was worried it was going to hurt. And I preferred like healthy snacks, as I said. My partner was going to like cook healthy food, and I just text my mum like I need carrot cake and a cup of tea, so hopefully she'll pick me up some carrot cake tomorrow. Yeah, feeling good, happy. It's 5:30. I woke up with pain and also like tightness under my like boob area, which is gas pain. So they've given me a peppermint tea. I've sat up a bit, tried to like wiggle around, so hoping some of that like dissipates soon. But yeah, I've slept a little bit, which is good, and not in too much pain. But yeah, this gas pain feels like anxiety. And I'm trying to tell myself like it's not, like I don't feel anxious, but it's the same feeling of like a tight chest and like kind of feeling like you've been sat on. So yeah, I'm just hoping like getting up early now and doing something will help. Let's see. This is me at home in bed. Feeling pretty good. I got discharged about 2:30 yesterday, and yeah, the gas pain kind of went away after moving around. For me, it's really been under my boob, sort of in my like rib area, which is strange because I heard everyone saying how their shoulders hurt and things like that, and that's what I was expecting, but mine has been kind of lower down. But I have been able to shift it, which is nice because it was making me feel really anxious, even though it was just like gas. It was feeling like anxiety, and I didn't really like it. But yeah, I think peppermint tea really worked, and moving around that morning. So yes, that's yesterday. They took my catheter out pretty early, and because of that I was able to go to the toilet, and I feel like getting up really helped. So I was really happy that I woke up at like 5:30. I know it seemed like kind of early, but it was really good, and the fact that it made things progress in the day. They took that out. They took my like cannulas out. I only had morphine maybe twice, and then was just on paracetamol and ibuprofen, which is great because I was really worried about getting all blocked up and things like that. That has happened before when I started taking codeine quite regularly for endometriosis. So yeah, I've been coping all right just on ibuprofen and paracetamol for now. And last night was my first night at home, and I slept between about 12 and 7, which was amazing. No more gas pain. I could feel the incisions, but they're not too painful. I can get up out of bed and go to the toilet. I'm kind of hunched over. But yeah, I don't want to be stood up for too long. I know yesterday my vision went a little bit blurry because I probably had moved around too much. It's 25 stairs to get to my flat. So yeah, doing that yesterday was quite, I thought it was going to be difficult. It wasn't really, but I think it took it out of me physically. So yeah, ended up just watching films yesterday, and had lovely soup that my friend made, and my partner was being so lovely and just bringing me tea and like snacks and things like that. And my mum and sister came to pick me up from the hospital too, and it was so lovely to see them. So yeah, I just feel really good. The one thing though is I have my ovaries suspended. So what they did was they've done 4 incisions and then they've suspended my ovaries, which means that they are like higher up and they're going to be dropped when these stitches come out on Saturday. And I woke up last night and one of them on the left was oozing. And so I've just called the hospital now just to check that it's okay, that it was kind of oozing. It wasn't blood, it was more like just like liquid. With obviously a little bit of blood. And one of them is completely dry and one of them is now a bit wet. And so I just wanted confirmation that it was okay for it to be like that. I'm kind of worried that I might have to go back to get that sorted. Hopefully not, but yeah, there's no pain there. It just was oozing a little bit. So yeah, I know with endometriosis surgery, not everyone has their ovaries suspended, but my surgeon said it would help with scar tissue and things like that after surgery. So you know, I'm happy that he, you know, knew what to do and knew what was best for me in that situation. But it does feel really weird. So there's like balls of cloth that are glued to me right now with stitches like tied around them, and then they will be pulled out and my ovaries will drop down to where they usually are. And so it kind of feels funny that I've had my operation, but there's still like a procedure to go, if that makes sense. Like it's not completely over and done with yet. And yeah, it does make it slightly more uncomfortable. As I said, I'm doing pretty well, I think, with the pain and stuff. It's just if I do knock those balls, it feels really strange. But yeah, what can you do? I also do have to inject myself with like blood thinner, and so I did it for the first time last night. I did it in my stomach, and to be honest, it really wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. Once you've done it once, I feel like it's fine. I am wearing the green like tight socks too, but these are just some things that I noticed like that I hadn't really seen other people when I've been like watching videos on people having the surgery. Like these are some of the things that I've found different in my experience, you know. So the gas pain being lowered down, having my ovaries suspended, having to inject myself, and I just thought it might be helpful for people out there to kind of know that that is a possibility and it might happen, and you know, it's not too bad if it does happen. And you know, your surgeon will do what they think is best in your scenario, and your body will just react. I guess how your body will react is not going to be the same for everyone. So yeah, but yeah, waiting for the call back from a nurse now. My partner has just come to collect my book from one of those in-post lockers. Yeah, so I'm feeling mentally good enough to kind of read and stuff. I thought I'd be like too out of it to do anything but kind of listen to something and like be nodding in and out of sleep. But yeah, I feel really good. Really happy that it's done, and like all the people that work at the hospital that I was at were unbelievable. Like they made my time so easy and so lovely. But yeah, here's to recovery. I'll keep you updated in the next few days on how I'm feeling, and I'll keep you updated on whether I have to go and get this sort of material changed, because yeah, it's just oozing something. Hello. It is day 3 after surgery and looking a bit greasy. Feeling pretty good though. I did have to go and get checked out yesterday regarding my ovary suspension because, as I said in the last clip, it was leaking. And because not every surgeon does this, there wasn't much online regarding, any information, whether it was normal. And for the health anxiety part of me, that was not good. Like, say it had like an NHS website like link and you could go on and it said like what the side effects could be, I think it would have really calmed my head. But having this leaking quite a lot and not knowing whether it was okay or not was concerning. So they called me back and they just said, yeah, we'd rather see you. So I had to taxi to Wythenshawe, which was quite long and painful. Really nice to get some fresh air though. And yeah, when I was there, it was kind of like I was an alien because they hadn't even seen this ovary suspension. And so they kind of were hoping just to change the dressing. Obviously, if something's wet, they want to make it dry. That makes sense. But also I had to tell them, look, like my ovary is attached to that. Like the stitches around the gauze. And if you undo that, my ovary is attached. Like it just didn't seem like a possible way of doing that without, and they would just seem so confused. And it took three nurses came in to have a look at it, and they were just trying to work out what to do. And I when you just feel a bit uncertain, you're like, please don't do anything. If you don't know what to do, I feel like it's better to do nothing. They did check, obviously, that I wasn't having an infection, which was my main concern. I just didn't want it to be infected or anything like that. So when I found out, obviously through bloods and temperature checks and things like that, that it wasn't infected, I was really just kind of happy to leave it. If they felt like it was okay, I would rather not have it like messed with. Just thought that was very odd that there wasn't very much. And I should have asked more questions, really. I mean, my surgeon told me that this is something that they possibly do the morning of my surgery, and I probably should have asked more questions about it. And when I got discharged, I could have asked some more questions. I just didn't expect it to start oozing. I just it wasn't like that in the hospital. It's made all my t-shirts. Luckily, I've been wearing all my goofy t-shirts. Here we go. Got my nice little worm t-shirt on, and I had another comedy t-shirt on during my hospital stay because I thought, God, that just cheers you up, doesn't it? Like, you gotta have a bit of fun. I'll put a picture in here of that. But yeah, it's just got on everything, like bedding, trousers, knickers. I'm not even bothering wearing knickers because of where the incisions are. One of my ovaries at the moment is higher up than the other because of the incision points. So yeah, you can't really put knickers on because it's right where the nick line is. So yeah, luckily I'm not bleeding. I don't know whether I'll start my period soon. I was bleeding shortly after surgery, but I'm not bleeding now. So really grateful for that because I don't know what I would do. Like, how am I going to make sure anything stays? Well, we'll cross that when we get there. Hopefully it'll be fine. But yeah, strange day, felt like a bit of an alien. But yeah, for anyone dealing with ovary suspension, obviously consult your doctor if you are dealing with any like side effects afterwards. But I would say if they do suggest that you have it, just ask some questions, see what's normal, see what's not, because I would have liked to have not moved yesterday. But yeah, been able to eat all good. Haven't felt nauseous. Incisions are doing well. They are not covered over, so I'll put up the picture of the incisions. So they've just put glue over them instead of putting plasters, and I hate plasters. They feel really uncomfortable, don't like them, and obviously hopefully this way it will aid like the healing of them. So my incisions are just kind of out in the open with a little bit of glue on, and I just feel like that's pretty good. Like, they're not getting caught on anything, they don't really hurt right now. And yeah, it's just nice to see what's going on, I guess. Maybe that's not the same for everyone. You might not want to look. I didn't want to look, actually. The night of the surgery, I didn't look. I didn't want to see what was going on. I think, you need to get yourself ready for like what might be there, just if there was loads of blood and stuff. But actually it was fine. And it just took me a bit of time to like want to look at that. But yeah, can't wait to get these stitches out for my ovaries to drop on Saturday. I feel like I'll be so much more comfy. When they get caught or pull a little bit, it's such a weird feeling. And I know it's for the best. And my surgeon did a great job, and I'm really happy that he did this if he thinks, you know, it was the best thing to do for my case. So I'm really grateful, but really just want them out. I feel like it made me a bit sad this morning that, like, it's not over. I had a little cry, but I feel much better after. Like, you know, sometimes you just need a little cry. Yeah, but day 3, gonna eat a lot. Hopefully play a little game of Scrabble, keep busy, but also rest a lot. For after surgery, and I'm feeling pretty good. Went for a crap this morning, so probably TMI, but yeah, I'm glad that's done because I was worried about all the medication and things like that. But I had a coffee this morning. I'm limiting coffee, but I thought today I would treat myself and have a coffee to kind of get that going, and it worked. So I feel very good for that. Yesterday night, though, because I've been hunched over going to the toilet because of my ovary suspension, I can't stand up too straight because of it. It had kind of twinged the bottom of my back out, like trapped nerve sort of thing. And so I had to crawl to the bathroom a few times, which was not pretty. And I laid in bed for like an hour, stretching it out, obviously stretching in a way that I could with stitches and things like that. So not the usual stretching I would do, but like as much as I could do. And luckily it went away, which is great. Otherwise I would still be crawling around today. So yeah, would not recommend that. And obviously, if you are hunched over, you can't do much about it. But I would say, like, try and stretch out as much as you can, say if you're, like, lying down or doing anything else, because I did not need my back to go to add to, you know, the issues. But luckily it's fine now. And I've had a lovely day. I'm reading this. Very good. And just watched a film with my partner Jamie, and he's about to make dinner, which is lovely. And yeah, having a real good day. I feel good. I thought I was going to have a nap earlier, but I ended up just getting a little bit sleepy and then kind of woke up. So yeah, just been having a good sleep through in the night and not really needing any sleeps in the day, which is quite good. Not what I expected, really. But yeah, I can't wait to go outside. I feel like after Saturday I'll be able to go and at least sit in the garden and things like that. Right now I just feel very vulnerable with these ovary things. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get myself to the hospital by myself on Saturday and try and get myself home from the hospital. It's not too far, so I'm hoping that will be a nice gauge on how I am and like what my movement is and things like that. But I just can't wait to sit outside. Yeah, that's it though. Feeling good. Hello. Day 6 after surgery. Apologies that I didn't update yesterday. I was feeling really kind of hormonally weird. I just felt like emotional to the point where it was like kind of beyond your control, you know, when you're like, I just feel like I'm losing it, but I know it's probably because my period is coming in the next couple of days, and I have just had the coil put in as well, so I feel like my body's doing some things right now that I just need to be patient with it. So yesterday I did have a lovely day. I did some editing for this video actually with my partner, and we had like a lovely morning. He made lovely food, again, so much lovely food, but then in the evening, yeah, I just started feeling properly just sad and upset. And obviously I do expect that some of that will have come from the fact that it has been a hard week, but I have noticed as well that happen during other cycles and things like that. So yeah, just kind of let myself have a day yesterday and tried to get out of it. And I did feel scared again this morning when I went for my ovary suspension. I felt scared that I was putting, like, my body had to go through more stuff, but I went, it was at 1 today, and really was nothing to worry about. 2 lovely nurses did it, and yeah, they just snip the gauze off and pull it out, and the first one came out without me even knowing they'd done it, so I wasn't looking. I thought I won't look, and we were just having a chat, and yeah, the first one came out, I was like, oh, is that it? And then the second one, it did tug a bit, it made me feel a bit weird, but my hernia mesh is on that side, so I kind of knew that side was probably gonna feel a bit more weird, but really nothing to worry about if you're having this. And you do feel a slight dropping sensation. Your ovaries obviously going back into place like after, but again, like really nothing. If you've dealt with like pain and everything to do with endometriosis, you'll be fine, like, you know, experiencing this. So yeah, after, I did feel a little bit tired, I did feel drained, but as I said, I was a bit upset yesterday, so I feel like it was all just accumulating. And yeah, period coming. So yes, but yeah, just took my first shower without any help. My first shower was actually on day 3. I didn't film it or anything, or like mention it, but my partner helped me like wash my hair over the bath. So I just sat outside the bath. He had my like head over, and I had a towel on the front of me just so I didn't get any of it wet. So that was really nice, you know, felt a bit more fresh after my hair was washed. But today I've managed to get my first full wash of everything, which is lovely. And they said I can start getting the incisions and the glue wet so that starts to come off, and you know, we'll get that all looking nice. But yeah, I feel really fresh. I feel less sort of sad. That's gonna come in waves. I think it will just come in waves. But I feel really grateful that the majority of the medical stuff is over. I've got one more blood thinning injection to do at 9 p.m. I've taken my green socks off that were also for like blood clots and things like that. They told me to wear them for 6 days after surgery, so I don't have to put them back on after my shower, which is really nice because they were getting a bit itchy. And yeah, my ovary suspension's out, and then yeah, the last injection, and then I finally will feel like my body can just relax. I feel like having the endometriosis surgery was one thing, but having this extra ovary suspension and the fact that I wasn't really prepared for it, I think my body for the last 6 days has just been in this it's not over kind of panic, and like just like, oh, I wish that was it, you know. But hopefully it'll be well worth it in the future, and it's done now, you know, I got through it. And yeah, I'm feeling really grateful. And yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. I'm seeing my dad, and his wife is coming, so that'll be nice. Maybe have some food, and yeah, just do some more editing of this video because I can't wait to share my experience and just hopefully get chatting to other people that have dealt with endo, you know, because I feel like it's nice to have a bit of community around something that's so ugh. But yeah, that's today, and I might see you tomorrow. Here's 3 slides with hopefully some helpful information, so please do pause these if you would like to read more about endometriosis. I love boiling water.
No, why am I saying that?
Oh, massive bowl of boiling water.